Hello friends, and welcome to TurtleQueenGaming, and back to Nicole. We're going to do Modry's playthrough. I've already got it up to the point where all the new scenes are going to come through. As you can see, my zeal is my main stat. It's another day in Incon, except today's a little different than usual. We're getting another test back, we're getting another test back at the end of class. Oh dear. I'm not as nervous as I was with my first test. I'm pretty confident I did better this time around. It's all thanks to those tutoring sessions with Kurt. By agreeing to teach him, I was forced to make sure I knew the material really well. I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but if I don't get an A on this test, I'll be way surprised. I just have to wait and see. The teacher looks like he's about ready to wrap this lecture up. And yep, he's done. I can see him setting the chalk down and dusting off his hands. After he announces that our test will be returned, he gets the heck out of here to avoid the inevitable dog pile. The TA has already sorted out our test into 3 different piles at the front of the room. Just like before, it's all sorted by last names, so mine should be at the first stack of tests again. People are already rushing to the front of the table to try to find their test first. I stay back for now and take the time to pack up my stuff. Going in there now would just be asking to get run over. Feeling nervous? I look up and recognize that voice. Kurt stopped by the end of the row I'm sitting at. His backpack is over just one shoulder. I'm a little surprised he isn't one of those people who rush to get their tests as soon as they can. Then again, he was a straggler last time, or like me last time. A little bit, but I'm hoping that all that studying we did paid off. Same here. I've got a lot riding on this score. I need at least a C if I want to stand a chance in hell at passing this class. Hey, of course you passed it. You got me helping you, remember? Heh, true. How could I forget? Kurt looks over at the table in front and waves me from my seat. It's clear. Moment of truth time. Let's grab our tests and go. Someone's an eager beaver. I follow Kurt down to the table and go straight to the first stack where my test should be. I'm surprised he managed to stay a stack this time. I hope this doesn't take long I hope it doesn't take as long as it did before. Thankfully, it doesn't. I find my test easily in the middle of the others, and I pull it out. Yes! I see a beautiful score of a 94 right on top of my test. All that confidence wasn't for show. I did way better this time. I wonder how Kurt did. Grave! Well, I'm about to find out. Kurt sounds excited. My heart rises a little in my chest as I turn to expect the good news. His grin's so bright that I feel like I'm almost blinded by how happy he is. I passed it! Even better! He holds his test out for me to look, and I see he scored an 82 on it. I got a B! I try to settle Kurt down before he throws his test on the floor and does a victory dance around it. I gotta admit, though, he's kinda cute when he's all giddy like this. Oh my gosh, I told you could get a B. Congrats, Modry, you did a great job. Of course. Kurt puffs out his chest like he's some exotic bird, then laughs sheepishly. Kidding. We both know I couldn't have done this without your help. Aw, I didn't do much. You kidding me? If you didn't push my ass, I would have been skimming chapters the night before the test. Kurt's right. It's way too easy to imagine him reverting back to his old ways. Fine, I'll take that as your weird way of saying thanks. You're welcome, Kurt. I managed to get an A out of all those sessions, so we're basically even. Whoa, nice! Kurt grins and poises his hand for a high five. Our palms smack together a little too loudly, but whatever. We got awesome grades. But if you think that was all I had in store to thank you, you got another thing coming. Kurt Modry can do way better than that. The corner of his lip curls into a devious grin. Remember when you said you'd go to dinner to me if I got a B on the test? Well, Kurt holds his test up and taps it with the back of his fingers. I did say that. I sigh under my breath. I could easily just deny it ever happened, but I did promise him. I should keep my word. Fine, I'll go to dinner with you, but... I stop Kurt before he can pump his fist victoriously like I know he wants to. You have to ask me properly first. I don't want to go just because I lost some wager. Ah, you want a proper invitation, huh? Fine, you got it. One proper invitation coming. Kurt rolls his shoulder back and takes a deep breath. I'm confused. It's not like I asked him to run a 500-meter dash here. Whew, okay. His face is tinged a little red as he forces down a swallow. Is Kurt nervous? Gosh, I'm going to end up nervous if he keeps that up. Hold on. I trail off and look around to the other people in the hall. We weren't being too loud, so I doubt they overheard us, but I bet it looked pretty weird if Kurt were to just ask right in front of everyone. Let's go outside, so we don't disturb anyone. That's my excuse, but I honestly just feel like being outside would be way more private than being in that stuffy room. As we situate ourselves under the nearest tree, the light poking through the leaves flickers on both of us like embers of fire. It highlights Kurt's face in a weird way. His jaw seems more defined and his eyes more blue. I get lost in thought for a moment before I remember the reason why we came out here. Okay, give me your best shot, Madre. I was all ready to do it before you interrupted me, but Kurt turns his gaze right on me, and it's so intense that it makes my skin prickle with goosebumps. Will you go to dinner with me, Nicole? It's such a strange sound, I think I misheard Kurt at first. Did he just say my first name? The realization hits me hard like a truck. He did. Kurt just said my first name. He never uses my first name. Are you blushing? I don't understand where he's coming from until I realize how warm my face is right now. Ah, that must be it. I am blushing. I wasn't expecting it. You never call me by my first name. I angle my face away to try to hide it. Simultaneously, I point at Kurt as I notice something. You're blushing too! It's adorable! What? Kurt curses under his breath as he clamps a hand around his lower face. I can only imagine how weird we must look right now. His face must be as red as mine. Are you gonna give me an answer? Dinner. Yes? No? Yes. Yes, I'll go with you already. He's making me so nervous and yelly. How did just the sound of my name turn into this? I take a breath and try to calm down. It's a good thing I made us go outside, because all this yelling would definitely cause a scene. At least we managed to get that ordeal out of the way. So when should we do this? I'm basically free whenever. Are you free tonight? I balk at Kurt's suggestion. Wow, short notice much? Trust me, it'll be worth it. So are you? Normally, I'm not one to trust any of Kurt's impulsive antics, but I figure, what the heck, it's not like I'm behind on my homework, I can spare a night out. No, tonight sounds great. Awesome. Kurt beams at me. Then I'll pick you up outside your dorm later tonight. Wear something nice, we'll be going somewhere fancy. Oh, you fancy, huh? Kurt snickers at my joke. I'm serious, you'll see, I won't make you regret it. I'll check and see if I have anything formal in my closet then. Sweet, I'll text you what time to meet up later. I gotta get a few things out of the way first. Alright, later. See you later, Grave. Kurt tries to play it cool and smooth as he backs away, but he's wearing such a goofy smile. The weird thing is that I feel like I'm doing the same thing. Even when Kurt's gone, I keep smiling like that. What is up with me? I reach up to massage my cheeks back into relaxing. Man, this means I'll have a lot to do when I get back. If Kurt's taking me to a high-class place, I'll have to put together a nice outfit, curl my hair, do my makeup. Oh well, it should be worth it. I've never been out somewhere fancy like this. I sigh and I think about the night to come. Wait, sigh? I shake my head furiously like I'm trying to clear it of cobwebs. That wasn't a usual sigh I direct at Kurt. It was more of a dreamy kind of sigh. If I'm thinking like this after thinking about Kurt, it'd be like I actually like Kurt. I ponder this as I head back to my own room to start getting ready. How do I feel about Kurt? Like, genuinely. I did used to think he was the biggest pig I'd ever met, and he does still get on my nerves sometimes. But by spending more and more time with him in our tutoring sessions, I feel like I understand him a little more. So the question is, do I like Kurt? Answer. It's a definite maybe. I know it's an oxymoron, but to me, all I know is that I feel something different from him than your usual friendship. I wouldn't be able to define it if I tried. Maybe it's just some weird kind of friend crush. I do my best to put it out of mind as I prepare for our night out. I mean, sure, it's just the two of us, but it's not like this is anything serious. To me, it's dinner with a friend, and that's all. I just stick to that limit, and everything will be fine. When I'm out of my dorm room, I wonder if I've broken that rule. I might be dressing a little too nicely for going out with a friend. Oh well, Kurt did say dress formally, and what's not to love about a sleeveless pink cocktail dress? I wore a pearl necklace along with it. They're faux, but they look fancy. Though that's what matters. I'm looking nice if I do say so myself. And I'm thinking that Kurt will definitely be thinking that when he sees me. Speaking of him, he did say around this time, right? I pull my phone out of my purse and check his latest tech. I'm not crazy. He's like 10 minutes late. Aw, he's all fancy. I'm resolved to giving him an extra 10 more minutes before complaining. However, I soon see him coming down towards me. He looks quite dapper in his collared shirt and black tie. I do kind of wish he brushed his hair, though, and didn't pop out his collar. Who does that anymore? But honestly, Kurt looks really handsome tonight. There's still that immature air that comes with young guys trying to wear formal pieces, but it hugs his tall, muscular body rather well. Friends don't stare at their friends' nice bodies, Nicole. Stop it! Not that I think it'll stop Kurt. Once he's finally close enough, Kurt looks me over from top to bottom. He lets out a low wolf whistle. Well, well, I should have known you'd come dressed to impress, Grave. Impressed? I playfully twirl in place for him. Very. You? Kurt adjusts the black vest he has over his collared shirt, then tucks his thumbs under the lapels. I gotta give it to him. Very. We both laugh a little, filling the silence. I don't know if I'm just used to Kurt's humor or what, but his one-liners tend not to bother me anymore. But don't get any funny ideas. We're going somewhere high class, so I expect manners to go along with it. Got it? I shake my finger at him, and Kurt holds a hand over his heart with the other palm out. I promise to be nothing but a gentleman tonight. He bows in an overly showy way, as though he were a butler, then bends the crook of his arm out so it forms a curve against his side. Wanna head out? Well, his arm does look inviting. I step forward and link my arm with his. The close contact makes my heart skip a beat, and I smile. Lead the way! We walked from the school into town. I'm so glad Kurt promises the place isn't far, because I'm not going to walk more than a mile in heels. We must look like a couple when we're arm in arm like this. I have to admit, I kind of like it, but at the same time, I ready a response in case anyone asks if we're dating. I don't want them to get the wrong idea. Then why don't I just unlink my arm from Kurt? It would seem more platonic that way. Ugh, shut up, me. You're not helping. My inner monologue is interrupted when we reach the restaurant Kurt had in mind, and this place is seriously upscale. The interior has a sort of ambiance you'd expect when you hear high class. There are lamps built in the fancy stone walls and huge vases with elaborate floral arrangements. I think there's even an aquarium in a partition. Ah, I want to sit there. Unfortunately, we're not. Not even close. However, we're seated much faster than I expected. Our waiter offers us 2 menus, then promises to be with us shortly before leaving. There are a good number of nicely dressed people in this place, so he must be busy. They got us a table pretty fast. I would have thought a place like this would have people lining up out front. Why are you going slow? I wish we got to sit next to the aquarium, though. I look over at the bubbling display, extremely disappointed. Kurt folds his arm and sits up proudly in his seat. Just be grateful I managed to pull a few strings to get us a reservation. Pretty nice, right? How did you get a reservation for this place? I told you, my dad's real big in business. By the way, tabs on him tonight. Kurt flashes a debit card, and I swear the corner of it glances sneakily as the smirk he's wearing. Won't he get mad? It's not like he's gonna notice such a tiny transaction. It'll be fine. This place is a tiny transaction to him. Man, rich people. The food here is pretty killer. It's one of those Italian-Japanese fusion joints. I came here once when my parents were over to visit. Oh, so that's how you knew about it. The fanciest place I've been is to Olivia's Grove. I grow uneasy as I look over the menu. I haven't had most of the stuff before. I recognize basic things like pasta or mushrooms, but sea urchin? What did you get the last time you were here? Don't remember. I was looking to try something new this time. Some help you are. Kurt glances at me over his menu. Having a hard time deciding? I wish. It's more like I'm having a hard time figuring out what anything is. If you want, I could order for both of us. Trusting Kurt with my food? Before I would have blurted out no, before I had a chance to stop myself, but now... I think I will let him, but I'm a save just in case. He might be fancier than you thought. You've done this before, haven't you? What, order from a high-class restaurant? Yeah, but order for a girl I really like? No. Aww. Wait, what? So am I taking that as a yes, please order for me? Oh, great Madri, sir. Kurt completely cuts me off before I get a chance to ask my question. Did he just admit that he liked me? I panic as I realize he's expecting an answer. Fine, go ahead. Just make sure it tastes really yummy. I'm counting on you. You are in very good hands, Grave. Just you wait. See how he stealthily covered up the fact that he admitted that he liked me? He goes back to looking at the menu, completely unperturbed. Maybe that was just another one of his bad jokes. Yeah, that's it. He wouldn't be acting all normal like this if he meant it. Our waiter soon comes to take our order. Kurt orders 2 plates of the same thing in a great fake Italian accent. The only thing I have to say is that what kind of soda I want. We then fill the time with small talk. Non-awkward small talk, I might add. Kurt doesn't hit on me, and he doesn't talk about one of his manly football accomplishments. When he's not doing any of that, he's actually very charming. Small talk ends once our waiter comes back with 2 bowls of whatever it is. I look down at it, and it looks like some sort of pasta. It's pretty, at least. This isn't the one with the sea urchin, is it? Hey, that one is pretty bomb. Don't knock it. But no, I got us... Kurt says some name in Italian, and I can't make heads or tails of it. I can only stare at him blankly and give off an awkward chuckle. It's spicy spaghetti with sea bass and vegetables. Oh, okay, that sounds good. I thought I recognized some zucchini and pieces of fish in between the thin noodles. I actually can't wait to try it. I unwrap my napkin and get my silverware, then messily twirl some of the pasta around my fork. I am about to have my first taste when I look over at Kurt. He's about to dig in too, but he twirls his fork carefully until the spaghetti is spun all the way around the teeth. What a way to make a girl look bad. I might as well be eating with my hands compared to Kurt. Where did you learn to do that? Fork spaghetti? No, the fancy thing you're doing to twirl it. Oh, this isn't fancy. It's just that I've eaten at so many places like this it's become a habit. Is that how you learned to speak Italian? Kurt laughs obnoxiously at me, slamming a hand against the table. I don't know how to speak it. I only know how to fake the accent. You'd be surprised at what you pick up when your dad's loaded. Yeah. Messy or not, I twirl my spaghetti over however I want to bring it to my mouth. Wow, this is kind of spicy. And once you graduate with your fancy business degree, you'll end up taking over Daddy's company. The end. Psst, nope. Kurt idly begins twirling more of the spaghetti around his fork, like he suddenly became bored about our topic of discussion. That'll be my older sister, and if not her, then my older brother. I'm the youngest in the family. I'll probably end up working for them when I'm done with school, and that'll be it. The end. I feel like I stumbled upon a touchy subject. Kurt doesn't seem mad or bitter, but it's like he's lost his usual zeal. Well, it's not like you have to. You might figure out you like something way more. Ha, me? Kurt chuckles and shakes his head as he takes a drink of his soda. Ain't gonna happen. You never know. A lot can happen in 4 years. It's not like I know what I want to do either. But someone like you should figure it out soon, right? Someone like me, huh? Yeah? Kurt winks at me across the table. A girl who's as smart as she is gorgeous. Ha, well, thanks, Madri. I appreciate it. Really. Our meal of spicy spaghetti I can't pronounce continues with light conversation and several more refills of soda. Kurt and I spend a long time just talking and laughing, and soon we're finished with our meal and heading out of the restaurant. You're sure your dad won't mind you spending this much? The 2 of us walk in step as we head back to campus. There's no arm linking offered this time, and I'm both relieved and slightly disappointed by this. Anything less than 100 and he doesn't give a damn. Besides, the guy always pays on the first date. Since when was this a date? Halfway through when I realized I couldn't take my eyes off you. That's adorable. I stop walking and take a look at Kurt. You serious? He sighs long and hard, and I soon realized that all the signs I thought were only the tricks of the imagination were very, very real. I figure there's no point in hiding it. I like you, Nicole. Not as a friend. I want to be your boyfriend. I don't know how it happened. Don't get me wrong. You're beautiful, but I never thought you'd be my type. You're loud, kind of snobby, and you spend way too much time online. I guess you were the one who taught me that attraction is complicated. You're inspiring. You're like the first girl who ever made me feel like I could make something of myself. Madri, No, this isn't the time to use, or isn't this a time to use his first name for once? But before I can correct myself, Kurt looks at me straight in the eye, and everything around us seems to wash away, like blurred watercolors. What do you say? Be my girl? Be Kurt's girl. I repeat the thought silently. Would I like to be Kurt's girlfriend? I wouldn't hate it. I don't really know how I feel about him. I can't think about it too long because Kurt's already coming closer. Suddenly, he's right in front of me, and we're so close that I can smell his cologne. It's nice. Grave. No, I mean, Nicole? Again with my name, my heart flutters inside my chest and my knees go weak. Kurt's leaning into me, eyes closing, lips pursing. I know he's going to kiss me. It's all been leading up to this. Oh no! I don't know! I think it's supposed to be let him, but we're gonna just... He's already so close that it's too late to stop him. I close my eyes and purse my lips tight, slightly aware that my expression is dangerously close to a grimace. Then suddenly Kurt stops. You're not feeling this, are you? Uh-oh. Hold on. Fix this. Boop. You gotta be real. His lips were only a hair's breadth away from mine before I place my hand on his chest and lightly push him back. Hold on. Kurt pulls back, looking confused. What is it? Is something wrong? I need a moment to gather my thoughts. The fact that I was so close to kissing Kurt makes me dizzy and breathless. Not necessarily in a bad way, mind you, but I need to be coherent for what I'm about to say. I really appreciate that you feel that way about me, Madri. I close my eyes and silently reprimand myself. Kurt. But I'm not sure I feel the same way about you. I know I make fun of you all the time, but it's not because I don't like you. You're a great guy. How? Like, why you're great? Well, gosh, what does he want me to do? List all the things I like about him? No, never mind. Save it. Kurt sighs heavily and rubs his head. So, are you saying you don't like me the same way? No, what I'm saying is that I'm going to need some time to think it over. I've never done this relationship thing. I need to make sure that what I feel for you is actually what I think it is. Alright. Kurt turns his back toward me. Sorry, I must have been going too fast, huh? You don't seem like the type of girl who kisses on the first date anyway. His voice is subdued, tinged with disappointment and possibly a little devastation. I can taste something bitter in my mouth as I swallow anxiety. Kurt, really, I'm sorry. Nah. Kurt looks over his shoulder to smile at me, but his eyes aren't into it. We need to head back to campus before it gets too late. Just give me your answer after you think about it, alright, Grave? Hearing my last name like that is almost like a punch in the stomach. I close my eyes, take a breath, then nod. Kurt's respecting me, so I have to respect him and not push the matter. I'll get back to you, ASAP, Madri. I promise. Cool. Come on, I'll walk you home. He looks at me, waiting for me to move. I do so, and Kurt hangs by my side, a few paces behind. There's something awkward in the air between us. It's like... and it's heavy, like we're wading through thick soup. I guess that's to be expected when you turn someone down like that. Well, that was really awkward. It's cool that she wants to make sure that he knows that she's not incredibly comfortable with it. Because if you're not comfortable with it, then there's no reason to... Like, Don't ever just say yes because somebody asked you out. I mean, there's a complicated system to it, right? Like, you want to say yes and give them a chance, but you can't, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. No, it's, you want to give them a chance, but you also don't want to take it too far, because then if they think that you're more into them than you really are, it's just going to end terribly for everybody. But, yeah. I don't know. It's cute, though. I think I like the Maudry, like, storyline, like, because he obviously likes you, which is cool. But he's not really pushy about it, but he's also not really he's really honest about it. Like, you know, hey, I like you, and I want you to like me back. Not, you know, I'm gonna keep denying my feelings forever. It's just something really nice about an honest relationship like that. Alright, well, I suppose I will move on, and we'll just keep going until the next scene. I'm probably going to end it here, though, because it's been nearly a half hour, and I know that the end scene will obviously take a long time. So, until next time, peace out, y'all.